Britney Sims, Lil Scrappy's new lover, has made headlines and not in a good way. According to rumors, her ex recently disclosed some very private information, and everyone is upset about it, based on their cute photographs and admiration for each other on social media. Britney and Scrappy seem to be back together. But the incident surfaced just when fans thought Scrappy had moved on from his issues with Bambi. Britney's ex, who is also her baby daddy, decided he would not be satisfied with a laid-back lifestyle. As you can see, Britney had a child and a relationship just before she made her public debut with Scrappy. Her former partner claims that she moved on too fast and left unsolved issues with their child were among the many unsolved issues that fans found as they probed deeper and more details about Britney's past came to light. Along with the romantic problems, some are accusing her of trying to boost her profile by stepping into the spotlight with Scrappy and using him as leverage. People are bringing up the fact that Britney has been largely silent about her history, until now, seemingly in the hopes that no one would notice, which makes the situation even messier. However, others are rapidly seeing connections because her ex posted everything online.
I was excited. Yeah, he picked me and another person, but it was like, he picked me. I was chosen. Y'all heard what he said?
I really wanted him to pick me because I knew he was gonna pick me over Shakira, but he just couldn't let her down. And I couldn't imagine a better little sister wife, so.
Hey, we saying it's your big scrap, you know what I'm saying? Not the little one. You know what I'm saying? With the two sister wives right there with that.
Let's begin by introducing Miss Britney Sims. In case you haven't been paying attention, Britney has been moving on since she became close to Lil Scrappy. Britney is currently a model influencer who perfects the Instagram aesthetic of the pretty female. She has impeccable makeup and perfectly styled clothes, you know. After all the turmoil he had to endure with Bambi, including the custody disputes and the intermittent social media shadow, it initially appeared that Scrappy was finally moving on amicably. In fact, when I suggest that outside appearances might be deceiving, who doesn't find a nice outfit that goes with any heart eye emoticons are misleading, because, let's say, when people started looking into Britney's background, the internet found certain things that don't exactly point to a fresh start. From the start, Britney was trying to stay cute. She wasn't telling everyone about her private life, was building a new friendship with me rather than sharing a ton of old pictures. You really can't blame her, because that's what most people try to do when they move on. But this is the point at which things become difficult. Speaking of lying, Britney's perfect image suffered a great deal when people started talking about her real situation, which doesn't add up. Since Britney recently gave birth to a child, as you would have anticipated, neither with Resilient, she was dating another man prior to the public announcement of her new boyfriend. I'm speaking of a current circumstance, not one from years ago, or one where we drifted apart. After further investigation, it was found that Britney's baby is still in the infant stage, which includes still wearing onesies and taking naps. Things really start to get ugly at this point. There is something he's quite suspect about the timeliness of Britney's split with Scrappy and her split from her baby daddy. For instance, the math guys began looking at receipts and going back through posts to verify the dates. They are posing questions such as, wasn't she just with her ex 5 minutes ago? After a moment of a contented family, she is cuddling with Scrappy. Even though individuals break up and discover new love all the time, fans didn't miss a beat when you recently had a baby and then immediately entered another high-profile relationship. You know that people will raise their eyebrows a little, especially when children are involved. The comments poured in out of terror and fear, even though Scrappy was not angry. She just had a baby with Soando, right? She and Scrappy met at what point? Did you have time to recover? It's raising unanswered issues, such as the possibility that Britney and her ex-boyfriend didn't have enough time to really break up before she started working on a new book with Scrappy. Additionally, to be quite honest, it's possible that Scrappy stepped right into a situation for which he was unprepared. I know some of you are thinking, well, maybe it's just a bad coincidence and fair. However, when you have a whole baby involved and ex-partners are disparaging you, it's usually more than simply smoking. And Britney's ex went further than that. Scrappy's situation is made worse by the allegations that he revealed some really concerning information about Britney's character, stuff. Wait until you hear what else was taken out of the cupboard, though, if you thought this tea was terrible.
Her name, y'all know what I'm talking about. Scrappy, threesome baby mama.
She tried to be funny and get Mama D a muzzle, and he had her crying before the episode was over. See, one thing about Scrappy, his mama could be dead wrong, but he don't play by his mama. Like, I don't care what Mama D say, I don't care what Mama D do. That boy be acting blindsided to his mama BS. I can honestly say I feel like she was really trying to be grown and calm when she was talking to Shakira, but she just had to push it. If the lady apologizing, the lady being calm, she listening to you, she trying to hear you out, you gotta relax, because you coming in trying to pop it, not knowing Scrappy gonna take her side no matter what. And then you like, oh, you mad at me? Of course he mad at you. You got his mama something that you put over a dog mouth. It's disrespectful. You trying to pop it, you trying to be seen, and you gonna get what you're looking for.
Let's get started, since Britney's ex attacked her right away. As soon as Britney and Scrappy started dating, her ex-partner was around and started making extremely insulting remarks. Britney allegedly exploited him for influence, as he subtly suggested in numerous now viral pieces. When they were dating, he did say that she was all about the publicity, and he wasn't just making little, unimportant comments. Didn't stop there. He even suggested that she was juggling many men while she was with him. Since some of you might be thinking, well, perhaps he's just angry, isn't that right? I can appreciate that. Very fair. When they're angry, ex-partners like to talk rashly, but this is where things get sticky. He didn't just talk. Screenshots were in his possession. His posts seemed to be based on earlier text messages he had sent to Britney. It appears from those texts that Britney was still seeing him while she was out here flirting with other men and making some pretty sloppy arrangements. Nowadays, screenshots aren't always accurate because it's easy for someone to counterfeit a communication. The problem is that these texts, as if people were already familiar with the chronology that fans had already put together, mocking her for letting go so fast, which makes everything seem more dubious. After all of the Bambi drama, Scrappy seemed to be just looking for some peace. But now that he's in the middle of the circus, you have to wonder if he really understood what he was getting himself into. What fans think Scrappy either knew the tea and thought he couldn't improve the situation, or he didn't know what to do. And we already know how effective that is in general. But just when you think it can't get any stranger, Britney decided to do more than just sit and eat. Nope. Sis responded right away on social media.
Down if you were on a Now That's TV show and you won the show, and you and the guy who you won the show with decided that y'all were gonna see where things went, date, and potentially get serious. Put another finger down if y'all were vibing, turning up, getting lit, and y'all all mutually decide to have a threesome. And then a month later, after having that threesome that you brought your friend into, she calls and tells you that she's pregnant and by the guy that you're talking to.
Britney made an appearance on Instagram stories. She characterized her ex as primarily obsessive and resentful. You recognize the typical she said that she had ended their relationship long before Scrappy showed up there. And everyone who has gone through a traumatic breakup is aware of how it works. As one person is moving on, the other starts to criticize them in an effort to make them seem terrible. Britney portrays her ex as being furious only because he was left behind. But of course, not everybody is buying it. Some of her fans are writing Britney. They feel the ex is being petty since he lost her to someone with more influence. As they say, hate becomes really good as you level up. That feeling is being conveyed by her fans. One commenter stated, "When you move on and get over it, your ex will always make you the villain." An additional outstanding Britney. "Her baby dad sounds like he's hurt," someone else added. Go on, sir. However, there are other supporters who say, "Girl, stop it." They think that the timing is still far too poor. As if to say, okay, but even if he's bitter, the receipts still look bad. Some even recovered old remarks. That suggested that Britney wasn't. When she started cuddling up to Scrappy, she was totally over her ex. The public's opinion is now completely divided as a result. You're either a member of Team Britney or Team X. Whether you share Britney's viewpoint or not, there's no denying that this whole situation is making Scrappy's love life seem more unstable by the minute. And from here on, the drama only gets wilder.
The job, she gonna be good mama, she gonna be good co-parent. She already cool, she been cool. She not even the one that put it out there. So, that lets you know something. You know what I'm saying? Ain't got nothing to do with being famous and none of that shit.
Now listen, we were able to talk about how all of this is starting to impact Scrappy because, as everyone who knows her well knows, she has expertise with public relations. From Erica Dixon to Bambi, it's been a major soap opera, complete with drama, breakups, court fights, and makeup rumors. The man's love life is now practically a full-time storyline. It seems like the last thing he should have to deal with, given Britney's recent problems. Needed right now? You've had enough public heartbreak, friend, and you know that fans are worried too. The many comments that read, "Scrappy, heal first," are basically begging Scrappy to unwind and take a break from public courtship. Stop switching between headlines. Since, let's be honest, every time he gets married to a different person, you can see that he is embroiled in yet another terrible split on every blog. You will make the same mistakes under different identities if you don't give yourself time to heal. But that's simply what I think. In any case, before we conclude, let's truly begin. Please let us know in the comments below if you believe Britney is the real villain in this case, or if she was just drawn into a horrible circumstance that spiraled out of control. The best of all of you takes, and I'm interested to watch how this situation is being handled by all. Obviously, remember to click the like and subscribe buttons, as well as make sure those notifications are on. Rumor has it that additional receipts might be on the way. We'll break everything down here, as you already know.